Good afternoon. Welcome to Social Media News. I'm your host, Timon, and I'm not gonna be doing what I normally do, like just going around. I might get to some of that going around making fun of statuses. I don't have any of them edited or whatever to be shown on the screen. However, I was just gonna talk about some things that I've seen in social media lately. Um, First, it's just it might just be on mine. You never notice when some people have a birthday and it goes into your notifications, like such and such, and like three other people have birthdays a day, but the first person that they say, like the first such and such has a birthday and three other people. Like you never go and click on whoever else has a birthday today because it's the first person that they're telling you has a birthday is someone you don't really care about or like enough to be like, oh hey, happy birthday. Um, it's like nobody really like how special is a happy birthday from someone that you don't really know or care about or whatever. Like it's not like you want to hear that stuff from your close friends, from your family, from people that you regularly spend time with. Like you don't care what someone you haven't seen since high school or whatever. Like we're not supposed to like it's cool to be able to keep up in touch with all these people, see what everybody's doing with their lives. It's it's great to like maybe like you can't see someone all the time because like they moved out of town or whatever. That stuff's great, but like someone that you really just haven't even spoken to since high school, whatever, and you're getting happy birthday messages and shit from them, like yeah, it's weird. Like, and we're not supposed to know as many people as we know. Uh, just or regular people aren't supposed to know as many. Someone who just goes to like they do their job, they go to work at their factory or their grocery store or whatever. Because like, what are you really doing with all those people that you know? You're not like trying to like network. You're not trying to branch out. You're not trying to uh, uh like you're not trying to do anything. But like with all the access of all those people, you're not trying to do anything with it. Now there's the people who are out there trying to like network and do all this cool stuff with the powers that social media grants us. Um, yeah, those guys like and gals, those people get fucking given thousands and thousands of friends or whatever. And there's another thing. It's like I'm kind of segueing into it when creative people are trying to network or post, so like, hey, buy my album, buy my art, support my YouTube channel. I do live art and stuff on it. Support, come see the plays that I'm in. Um, you never really see a lot of action on those posts, like or the little action you do see is nothing close compared to um like uh someone's like, oh, like my kid's first day at school, which is cool and all, but like our parents didn't do any of that shit, like taking pictures of us when we were waiting for our bus. Um, our first school outfit, whatever. Uh, it's ludicrous to be just documenting every single facet of our lives, like especially onto which is essentially just LiveJournal. LiveJournal was like the first like major blogging site. It was before Facebook, before MySpace. We live journaled everything, and you could comment on people's live journal. And they could comment on yours and reply and do all. It was actually pretty cool. You just wrote like big ass long blogs, and people would read them and respond, and you'd have a conversation. So, and then one of the problems with social media is everybody, it gives everybody a voice. It's a good thing too, because we're all supposed to have our First Amendment voice. We're all supposed to have that freedom, that luxury of being able to say, do what we want, and express how we feel. But as we all know, it can also be problematic because now has everybody has their voice. Everybody can just upload any ridiculous thought that they have. It's like before the internet, if you just had some like wild and crazy thoughts or whatever, you're like, man, I might be the only person that thinks like this. But now we have the internet, we have Google, we have Facebook and all this stuff, and you can just type in like insert fucking crazy thought here, and now you find out that all sorts of people have that same or a similar crazy thought. So where you were just alone in the universe or in the world or whatever, now you're part of a small community which can even grow because now people are gonna think that these crazy insane thoughts, like I like to fuck pigs or whatever it could be, is normal, and now you're trying to normalize some shit that's really just batshit insane. Um, so there's that. There's another. People just need to start just networking. Just like I think social media was an experiment, and like it had really good intentions. Like, man, we can bring people together from all around the world. Like, it has really good intentions, but I think a lot of it backfired. And now you just can't end it. Maybe you can with like net neutrality being over, um, but everyone's just gonna get VPNs, and yeah, everyone. I don't know. I don't know. It's it's crazy. Ah, and then you see a lot of statuses just with I talked about this already. There's people just posting fake news all over the place, and it's really hard to determine what really is fake news because there is a real thing called pseudoscience, and there's a lot more stuff that's pseudoscience than what we really know. Um, because there are companies who will pay scientists to find specific data that may or may not have been there, or like on the original study for said thing or product or whatever. Um, so like when they tell you like the human needs to drink um eight 8 ounce glasses of water a day, that was not a real thing. There like a real nutritionist will just tell you to real nutritionist will just tell you just drink whenever you feel thirsty. Um, because drinking excessive amounts of water can cause damage to some of your organs, and you just don't need to drink as like you don't need. It was a Ponzi scheme by water companies to sell more water, and that was actually something I learned in high school economics or social media. Social media was barely a thing. We had MySpace. Uh, and there might have been Facebook, but at the time, Facebook was exclusive to only colleges. Then Facebook definitely did lose a lot of track when it became open to the major public. When it was originally designed for kids in college to be able to connect, share courses, make clubs easier to. It was something to just like help out and make the student life a little bit more social and a little bit more easier to an extent. Um, I'm sorry, I'm on a group chat voting Kanye West songs. Kanye West is probably a social media god. Trump is a social media talking expert. Um, I try to do more stuff on Twitter, but Twitter is just there's so much on going on at once. It's hard to really keep track of what's going on in Twitter. But Twitter is a really great avenue. It allows regular people to get in touch with people they're fans of, uh, celebrities, artists, whatever. You can get in touch with people that you're fans of, and there's a very high chance that people will respond and like, or you can branch out to other fans and stuff. It was something that you could do before, like with comic books and stuff, where you like join a fan page and you find out other people join the fan page and you could write letters and stuff to them. But now we don't need postage. This is another great thing about social media, dude. Like, or just email or sending messages or a lot of that shit is so beautiful. I can just send a message to someone or call someone overseas, um, like across the border. Oh my goodness, like there's a lot of beautiful things. There's a lot of terrible things. And when people focus too much on the terrible things that social media have to offer, then we're just gonna go further into the divide that's been happening lately with a lot of the police stuff that's creating a divide. Black Lives Matter unintentionally causing a sort of a divide. But I mean, that can also be said about any group that has extremist members. I'm not saying all these groups are extremists, but I will say that some groups do have extremist members and go extremely, that's why they're extremists, above and beyond the original point of the said group. Um, like the Christians have it with the KKK. They are radical extremist Christians that go way against their way. So I don't know. Just don't focus too much on the negative divide of the social media monster. Um, we if we do develop more on the positive, we can learn, grow, and evolve more as a species. Like I'm becoming way more worldly and cultural than I've ever been before, especially with this show. 'Cause I can just go and I can talk to people in other states, or that's what I do. I talk to or just talking to all these people. You just learn more of an out of more of a view of outside of your own world. Because everybody's world is different. To say everybody's world is the same is pretty crazy. Um, so once you get a glimpse into someone how someone else's world is or how they see the world, it broadens your horizon. You're able to not only see the world in your way that you've always had before, you can now see the world in other ways, and it builds on your personal growth, your communicational skills, um, just every social aspect, whether it's personal or through the matrix, the social media. I wish Twitter was easier to navigate or just get good, funny info from. Because I will be returning back to the format of making fun of statuses and whatnot. I do have some that will be ready for next week's. A lot of them are gonna be old statuses from like the past couple weeks, but they're gonna be funny. They're gonna be good. Um, and yeah, this was meant to be a lot quicker and a lot more. Uh, just there was supposed to be a lot more to this episode than what there was. I had a lot of good plans, and I forgot some of them. I didn't write down any quick notes. And that is something I will have to do for next week's episode. And stay tuned later tonight for Timon Answers Everything. It's gonna be a doozy. I'm sure of it. I think like the first question is what is racism or some shit like that, or can white people be racist? And I'm not, or it was some shit like that. So don't forget to like and subscribe. This is probably the worst episode of social media news ever. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Um, Share with all your friends and family. Let them know that you have some friend who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, and he's broadcasting all of his ignorant bullshit all over fucking YouTube. spread the chaos, spread it around, and yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you around.